So I've got three micro cut bed knives here for a Toro. I've got an R&R R93-4262, a Toro 93-4262, and a JRM 4BT 250-105. Got this hardness tester file, 6-piece set, Subosan, made in Japan. So I'm going to use the softest file. The way these work is this file has a Rockwell hardness of 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. So if this scratches the steel and digs in, then that means that the steel is softer than a Rockwell 40. Now, I tested the top face of all of these bed knives, and they were all much harder than the surface in the area that's going to be potentially the cutting edge in the future. This area has been heat treated. I assume that the entire bed knife has been heat treated on these three. But all of them, the top face was much harder than the immediate surrounding areas. And I attribute that to work hardening when these were ground. So that hard top face is probably just a crust. Okay, so I'm going to test the areas that have not been ground, and to get a more accurate picture of the hardness. And you can see all the scratches on this one. So I'm going to start with this number 40, and I'm going to scratch right up here close on the bottom, close to the front face. And if you get a set of these files, you'll be able to get a feel for it when they dig in. This one is digging in pretty easily, very easily actually. Okay, and that's right up there, close enough to the front face that this area would eventually be in the cutting edge. Well, let's see, it's digging in even just as easy back here. So I assume this entire knife is of similar hardness, except for that top face, which has been, I'm assuming, work hardened by grinding, and it's probably not gonna give me an accurate indication. It's quite a bit harder than the area that has not been ground. So that one, this steel is softer, less than a Rockwell 40. Here we have the Toro, and I can scratch this Toro with this one, but I can feel that it's harder than the R&R. It's kind of borderline. I think it's right, the hardness is right around 40. If I take a 45, it digs in easier. Okay, so it's definitely less than 45, and I'm going to call that somewhere around 40. Now I've got the JRM. .40 won't touch it. Won't scratch it even if I press down pretty hard. Same thing with 45. It's just skating. I'm pressing down pretty hard. Maybe you can tell by my fingers. Okay. And 50. It's skating across there. So it's definitely harder than 50. .55. It's scratching pretty shallow. I'm going to say it's right around 55. And then 60. Digging in. Digging in with a 60. I'm going to say it's right around 55. So 50 to 55, closer to 55. Now, you can also, it's also possible to compare. Now, what we're doing here is comparing hardness. I'm not really actually concerned about the actual hardness. I'm just comparing knives here, and this is a good way to do it. Now, a more primitive way to compare hardness is to use the knives against each other. So this R&R not digging in to the Toro. It's kind of making some marks. And it's not digging into the JRM. JRM will dig in to the R&R. So you can try this yourself, and it digs into the Toro. So that kind of reinforces our results with the file. File test, and this is something that you can do yourself. So I encourage you to play around with that a little bit.